Community first, real talk always. This is R B Unfiltered with Richard and Brandy. Welcome back to R B Unfiltered. We're going to have some tough conversation today. I feel like it's going to be a little bit, maybe not sure. But it's going to be good though. So as always, we're going to give you some facts. We're going to not filter everything, and we're going to give you some of our opinions as well, because I think that we're really good at giving you our opinions.
Yeah. Today we're diving into something that's been stirring up a real and a lot of conversation in Fresno, the proposed Southeast Development Area known as SEDA. What is SEDA?
What is SEDA? So I am going to just be really honest. I have only been hearing about SEDA for like the last 6 months. Now, I know it's been going on longer than that, but I have only been hearing about that. So this is a long-term proposal to expand Fresno Southeast by developing thousands of acres of farmland into housing, commercial areas, schools, and infrastructure. At one point, I think this covered like 9,000 acres.
Yeah, and supporters see it as planning for the city's future. Critics see it as moving way too fast at way too high of a cost. So let's break it down, yeah?
Yeah. So do you feel like that we're gonna try to do pros and cons, but can we start out by saying, do you feel like there are any pros? I know you're gonna say some pros, but do you personally feel like there are any pros? I'm calling you out right now. I'm just asking.
Do I feel like there are any pros?
Yeah.
Do you have like a specific?
Well, okay, so I'm going to say the first thing that housing.
Here's what I think. Okay. I think pros are the city thinking about housing, right? And like yes. And even bigger than that to me right now, one of the pros is so many people from so many different places, organizations, communities, folks who have never really gave a damn about what was going on, right? Kind of just in their own little world. Actually, like now, attending meetings, City Hall has been packed out, right? Attending meetings and actually like giving a damn about what happens in their city. To me, this is huge, right? This creates networks and momentum and togetherness, which is not always the case here in the Central Valley. So like to me, that part right there in itself is just huge.
So I think that the plan, if it went off without a hitch, is to create some more housing affordability in a way that we don't currently have in our community, right? So, yeah.
This is what they say. They say the city's vision also includes mixed-use development, meaning homes, schools, retail jobs planned together instead of separated by long commutes, long drives.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why could I say that word.
It's okay. There's no judgment here.
Aww.
So I feel like also pro city leaders have described this area as one of the last major opportunities for outward growth. Not growth, because we know that there's opportunity for growth just already here in Fresno.
I'm ready to throw the cards already.
Okay, are you going to just like throw them down?
No.
Okay. I think that's worth talking about though, right? Like as a pro. That we are, like, I feel like that a lot of the housing stock in Fresno currently is older stock, right? This is an opportunity to maybe have some newer stock, more affordability. I don't know.
One of the challenging pieces in that to me is when people who are in position of power use language that creates fear or like this, we need to hurry up and act now, right? Simply saying like, this is the last piece, the time is now.
Well,
it creates this
that's
sense.
A marketing tool, right?
Yes, exactly, right? So it creates this sense of urgency, almost this sense of like fear. If we don't do it now, right, which is bullshit. It just simply is.
Okay.
You're laughing because you don't often hear me cuss?
No, I hear you cuss very regularly. No, I'm laughing because that was supposed to be our pros list, and I feel like that you were struggling to get through that.
The fact that you could just sniff it out, yes.
Okay, well, here you go. Let's talk about the cons.
Let's talk about some concerns.
Better?
We won't even call it cons. We'll just call it major concerns.
Okay.
Because there are several.
Yes.
Infrastructure costs. Estimates reported by local media suggest infrastructure costs could reach into the billions. Roads, sewers, water systems, and utilities. The big question is who pays if development fees don't fully cover it.
And I feel like I just want to say development fees would not fully cover it. Just saying. I don't obviously coming from the affordable housing world, I just don't know that they would cover it. And I think that higher taxes maybe to make up the difference to cover it.
And so I know I'm doing my best to try to not jump ahead.
Don't jump. I mean, feel free.
But the fact that
there
is not a clear, concise plan for how to sustainably fund this into the future is more than just concerning, right? Like if I don't even know a word. I'm trying to. It's hard to catch me speechless right there. I don't know a word. It is
hard to catch you speechless.
I don't have a word in my vocabulary that would capture how that makes me feel being a long-term resident here and being here for the foreseeable future of my life, right? That's just crazy.
So tell me also, I feel like loss of prime farmland. We were just talking about, what do the crops in the Central Valley really need to look like to actually feed the Central Valley? I know we feed the world. I know we say the breadbasket of the world, whatever. But
I think that, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
It's okay.
I think that's literal, right? We folks in the Central Valley don't, our primary diet doesn't even include almonds, right? It just doesn't. And grapes and things of that nature, they're shipped all over the world. They're not grown for folks who actually live here.
Right.
And so that's we're way off target even with that. SEDA would convert highly productive agricultural land into urban development. Once farmland is built over, it is permanently lost. We don't have that anymore, right?
Yes.
So for folks to be stressed out at the grocery store over the cost of produce, good produce, right? I don't see a whole lot of it, especially in our community markets. I don't see a whole lot of good produce. It's just wild to me. The fact that we have so much prime available farmland that could be used to actually feed folks in our communities. We talk about food deserts. We talk about food insecurity. We talk about things that should not exist for people here. Should not.
I agree with that.
Thank you. Means a lot.
Did you say that because you're rarely does she actually say those words out loud?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm glad we have it on film for sure.
Yeah. So I think too, the environmental and air quality concerns, because already everybody else's pollution settles in the valley. So we already are having to breathe all these other major cities, their pollution. Yeah. And then I feel that we start expanding out and then we're just, creating a lot more pollution, poor air quality, all the things.
Yeah. My 13-year-old last year asked me, Papa, why does the sunrise look so different in the summer versus the winter? And I said, what do you mean, love? And she says, during the summer, it has colors to it. And I was like,
it's not hazy and foggy looking.
Oh, okay. So we're actually talking about pollution, right? That gets blown in here and trapped here. And then also you have neighborhoods like Pinedale, Cowwa, the Parkside neighborhood, who have disproportionately high cases of chronic asthma because not only where they live next to the freeway, where their school is at and where their playgrounds are at, it's just high traffic areas, right? So to just expand that and cause sickness, chronic sickness for other folks is just unacceptable.
Yeah. I think too we have to think about expanding that. This expands new schools, police, fire, city. That takes money to sustain, right? That is additional funds that are used, and I feel we're already struggling to assist the community members
Tell
that
me
we have.
more.
Right? No, I mean, I do. Like, I feel like that it's an impact on current residents, and you don't think about the impacts because you think, oh, fire, police, we're expanding that. But, like, it costs money to expand those things, right?
Yes.
And I
Yes.
feel like those are usually underfunded areas anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And then we want to expand out even further.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we feel like that? Do we feel like we feel any pros to this? We want to be fair, right? But I don't know that, like, just sitting here talking about it, like, in both the work that we do, although, like, it's different, right? It's still community-based. And I feel like that it's just, like, one of those things where it's, like, we're not thinking through. Like, I think we think through about creating this vibrant community, right? But then not working on what we actually already have to make it more vibrant. What we already have, right? Because we currently have lots of empty lots and infrastructure that's way past its age that needs to be replaced, and that costs a lot of money.
You know, I cry easy when I'm upset, and I'm really trying not to right now.
Okay.
But I think about, like, generations of families in Calwa, right? We had a guest on recently that talked about switching station for the railroad behind their house. Houses on railroad tracks, huge factories, all this semis, right? Traffic, all this stuff. Terrible streets, terrible.
Yes.
Right?
In fact, it really irritates me when I see the signs that say, California, your taxpayers' dollars at work on the roads. And I'm like, that's just not true or accurate.
And so, like, I think about communities like Parkside, neighborhoods like Parkside, where I spend a lot of my time, that is filled with residents who are, like, just vibrant and beautiful. They haven't been given an opportunity to have pride in their neighborhood. They have pride in community. They have a sense of, like, pride in each other and where they come from and who they are, and celebrate culture. But to have the infrastructure, the money, right, invested in better roads.
Well, we were talking about this recently, the empty plots of land all over that are, like, they might need a little extra help. They might need some remediation if there's, toxins going into the ground. But, like, that to me is less expensive to do that and fix what you have around you and build this, like, thriving community or space or, whatever that looks like, than to, like, keep pushing out and continue to abandon those places that, actually to me would take a lot less money.
Take care of what you have.
Yes.
Invest in what you already have. And then the future starts to build and take care of itself. And it looks like a future that's filled with residents who grew up here and belong here and love this place here, right? I feel that on some level, what folks are trying to do is draw folks in who are not from here, right? Who are outside of the Central Valley, which is great. Right,
we need those people too.
Yeah, it's great. I have nothing against that. What I am saying is that it's the right thing to do. Invest in the communities that have been here, who continue to be overlooked again and again and again. Calwa still doesn't have a pool. There was a plan for that, right?
Right.
What is going on?
Right.
What is going on? Right?
Ben is feeling salty about that as well.
But, like, the Calwa Park, there was tons of improvements. BHC and some other folks, like Building Healthy Communities Fresno and some other folks, really pushed that to happen. Roding Park and the pickleball courts that were added and the upgrounds to the playgrounds there, right? Like, there are Miguel Arias and folks who had and the measures that funded those, right? Like, I want to say that's also very important. Those small improvements have huge impacts. And so if we continue to just build upon those in the communities who for generations and decades have just been overlooked, I don't have anything else to say that.
I think what I've liked about like learning about SEDA and like listening to the community, and that is like there's so much community engagement, and I actually really love that because I think that that's what I always go back to this recently, that it takes a village, but I think that like it takes communities coming together and
Absolutely.
like, hey, I'm not okay with this, or hey, I am okay with it, because I know there are some that are care about their community, right? Doesn't mean they don't care about their community, but they are advocating for this expansion. But I like to see the community coming together about a cause that they can really get behind and care about, right?
Yes. When they see their neighbor as a human being, right? Regardless of race, ethnicity, religious or cultural beliefs and practices, right? Like you are a human being. You are a parent who's raising your child the same as I am.
Right.
Right? Like, or in the same space.
Yeah.
I think that is very powerful. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I go back to, because again, housing world for me a lot, the infrastructure. So a lot of that is happening around downtown right now. You know, California gave us a ton of money for infrastructure up because like some of this stuff is like from the 1800s, some of the underground, like I just learned that and I was like, wow, yeah, it's time for an upgrade.
Have you went on the tour underground?
No. Oh. Have you?
No.
Okay.
There is one though.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Well, there was.
Okay. So come talk to him if there no longer is.
Yes, please.
And he offered it up to you guys.
Please let me know.
Right? I feel like you're fired up.
No, I've been able to put some of the emotion away.
Okay.
I'm very passionate about this city and about the people, regardless of where they come from or how they see the world. I'm very passionate about people, especially in this city, but for sure in this region. I know that this isn't just a simple yes or no conversation. It's about balancing long-term growth, fiscal responsibility, environmental protection, right? Just go messing with my little hawks. Equity in existing neighborhoods and infrastructure readiness.
Yes. So I feel like where we stand right now, obviously the proposal has faced significant public debate and revisions. So I think at this point, City Council has requested additional financial and impact analysis before moving forward. So that makes me feel like a little bit better that they're like, oh wait, we hear what you're saying, like, and maybe we need to do a little bit more due diligence. Maybe we need to do a little bit research. So it's not finalized, and I think that the community continuing to give their input is like really important.
Yeah.
With anything, but.
Yeah, and so like thank you to Fresno City Council for listening to your constituents, and huge thank you to the folks who are collaborating and organizing efforts to get folks into City Hall so that they can speak about what matters to them most, right? That's important.
Yes. So I feel like for me, growth is inevitable, but how we grow matters.
Facts.
Right?
Yes. Do we expand outward? Do we build inward? Do we pause and stabilize infrastructure first? Like these are all the real questions, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I feel like this was a little bit heavier, which is okay. Because like it's like really important what's happening around us right now.
This right here impacts my children and my grandchildren, right?
Yes.
So yes, it's very important to me. Anyone who knows anything about me knows that my children are my entire world, right? And then the children of my grandchildren, and future grandchildren.
Right.
Yeah, it's important. It's important to me that like they can say my papa or my grandpa, right? Like he cared about this city.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Love that. Okay. So we decided we're going to switch it up a little. We're going to just be a little bit lighter. We're going to switch it up. We're going to do some questions.
How did we decide that? I want folks to know this.
Didn't we both decide or did I decide? Wait.
The fact that you have to ask this is funny.
Who said, like, I said, oh, do we want to do Would You Rather? And you said, let's switch it up. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you had to name your own country, what would it be called?
I knew you were going to ask me that one.
Yeah?
I feel like here's the problem with that. I want to name it like like Brandyland or something.
Would you start off your answer with here's the problem?
Brandyland, but like I don't know how that's going to go. So, Okay. So what is the one food that you could never give up?
Chicken.
Okay.
That was easy.
Okay. I thought you might be less boring, but...
What is your most used emoji?
I picked the wrong card because I wanted to ask you that question.
That's funny.
Okay, so I love the eye roll emoji.
Which one is it?
You know, the big eyes and it looks like an... Yes.
Yeah.
And then also the winky emoji. Those are my two favorites. But like, what's yours? What's your most used favorite one?
Probably a blue or a pink heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that you're laughing before you even asked them.
I know, it just makes me... Okay. Which terrible movie do you love?
Terrible movie do I love?
Yeah.
Okay, I just need a little bit more information. Terrible as in like low budget film? Terrible as in...
like people would be like, that was like the worst movie ever, but you love it.
Napoleon.
Okay, that is a great answer because
Napoleon.
that's not a great movie.
Because
it's
of the strategic brilliance of that man, at least what I've read in books, right?
Okay.
I was excited to like hoping that it was something good. I love going to the movies. I have never been in a movie theater and hear that many people snore in concert.
Okay,
right?
Wait, is this the one with Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes.
So not that old. The one that's, only a few years old.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just going to be really honest and say I haven't seen that movie.
There was so many people snoring.
Bad things about it. But you loved it?
No. I mean, it was good. It was good, but like, that's probably like the worst.
Is, which terrible movie do you love? Do you love it?
No.
Okay, I don't want to put you on the spot. If that feels overwhelming, you can stick with Napoleon.
I don't know that there's any terrible movies that I love. That's probably like the worst film I've ever seen.
I just have to tell you.
I don't know if I should say that.
I'm gonna. So I have to say I have two movies that I absolutely love, and I actually am a little embarrassed to say, but I love them so much, is The Hangover and Dodgeball.
What is Dodgeball? Oh, yeah. Got it.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Ben, have you seen Dodgeball? If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Okay. You're trying to decide? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is your favorite spot to see the sunset?
I don't feel like that I have a favorite spot because I can enjoy that anywhere. But I do have to say, my parents live on a lake in South Carolina, and they have beautiful sunsets there. Like, yeah. So, but no, like I can do a mountain, I can do a beach, I can enjoy a sunset in many different places. Okay. Was that a disappointing answer to you?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I don't know what I think. So I like that question because I know that you've traveled a lot. And I thought perhaps there was one place where you're like, so magical.
I have to say, like, the best, I'm going to say sunset was in Amsterdam. I was there last year. And it was like the sun was setting over the canals, and it was like really cool. I actually got some really cool photos of that.
Yeah.
And it was like really beautiful. Right? So, yeah. Okay.
I want to ask one more.
Okay, go.
What is one thing about you that we don't know?
I feel like I'm a pretty open book. I don't have a good answer there. I feel like I'm a pretty open book. Maybe you don't know that I absolutely hate sauerkraut.
I did not know that. I love sauerkraut.
I did know that about you. You've shared that with me before, but I think it's because like it was like forced on me growing up, like, and I didn't like it.
gosh.
And then like, it was just like this
punishment?
thing.
Like,
yeah. So I feel like if I went
you
to
didn't
like,
clean your room.
right. Or like, I hate the taste of, who wants to eat canned sauerkraut? Do you eat canned sauerkraut? Or do you like, because like, I feel like if I went to Germany and had like sauerkraut like that I would, maybe, but like they know how to make sauerkraut.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But
by can, do you mean in a jar?
No, I mean the canned. Like when I was growing
I've
up,
never
I'm
seen
talking.
that.
You've never seen it?
No.
Do they not have it in California? Now I'm gonna have to look at the store. But yeah, it's canned, and so like you get you know how the like canned vegetables have the
Somebody mail
taste?
me a canned sauerkraut.
They don't even have to mail you. Just go to the store.
They don't have that in California.
I'm gonna look.
This is
If they don't, I'm gonna have one of somebody from the East Coast.
Regional delicacy.
Okay.
Come on with the question.
What's your favorite day of the week?
Favorite day of the week? Saturday.
Because
I get to spend it with my kids. We try to be at the lake, the river, the mountains, somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the last one.
What?
I like this one. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
I've been given a lot of really good advice.
Okay, so pick like
I'm trying to sort through them right now.
Okay. And I feel like this is good because now they know that we have not pre-rehearsed this. We're just throwing stuff
these are out of a
other.
deck. Yeah. To be still, and the person wasn't telling me like stop moving around so much.
Well, yes.
What they wanted me to do, because I do this, right? I flit about. What they wanted me to do was to be able to like be in the moment and process things before I just reacted to everything. I had a really bad habit of that for a long time.
I still have that bad.
Do you?
Yes.
That's where this bruise came from.
Whatever.
Yeah, I think that was one of the best pieces of advice that I got. I didn't understand it at the moment, right?
Right.
Yeah, and then like as I get older, I'm like, I need to just sit with this before I even respond in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still struggle with that.
The said a lot.
I mean, I think it's good advice, right?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like that was a good episode.
This was good.
Do you feel like we are getting people fired up? We got you fired up.
Got me fired up.
Yeah.
It isn't the hardest thing in the world to do.
That's true.
Yeah. I wear my emotions on my sleeve for sure.
And that's okay too.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah.
Takes all kinds.
Yeah.
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 But I think that shows like you care, right?
Immensely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Whereas I feel like you are the more caring, giving of the duo. I am the more, let's burn it to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said to me recently, I said, were you confrontational? You're like, well, I can be confrontational. And I was like, well, but are you as confrontational as me? And you're like, no. Like, I am absolutely the more confrontational of the duo.
Yeah.
People would not think that. Do you think? I think they would find that surprising.
I do. I think they would see us both together and they would just like go into stereotypes immediately, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would the big tattoo dude, right, who walks around just looking grouchy all the time?
He likes to cry a lot too.
A lot. I have no issue with it, right?
Yeah.
None.
So I feel like that.
Braiding hair all the time, whatever. Yeah. I don't think they would ever think that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's okay.
They're like, just burn it, off with their heads, burn it.
I don't say off with their, okay. But I'm okay with that because, like, it takes all kinds, right?
Yes.
That's why I said that.
You say right, so yes.
Because you're a little scared I might be too confrontational with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got cameras rolling, though. We're good.
Yeah. You want to close this out? It's not on your card. You can just say whatever you want to say.
Thank you for joining us again. We hope that you enjoyed the content. We do our absolute best to like think through things that are affecting and happening here in the Central Valley, specifically in Fresno. And we appreciate you taking time to tune in. If you like the content.
Or if you want to give us more content. If there's an issue that you'd like for us
please
to talk about.
Thank you for that. Yeah, please do that.
Yeah.
As always, like and subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks for tuning in to R B Unfiltered. We hope today's conversation sparks some ideas and maybe even a new perspective. Be sure to subscribe, share, and join us next time as we keep it real on housing, community, and the people behind the scenes doing the work. Until then, stay unfiltered.